Okay, another Gump report. I'm going to do a couple of these. This one, as you've seen from the title, is something that one of my subscribers has spoken. You know who you are. You did tell me, hey, check out Just Alex when it came to Vickie Guerrero. I hadn't had a chance to see it until today. This is Friday. This is before what's going to happen with Battle of the Belts and SmackDown. The big question right now, boys and girls of the YWC, is SmackDown going to be shit? Or is it going to be a hit because Triple H is going to be running that show? Because we don't know yet. I don't know if Vince is going to run it or not. That's going to be the big question. But that's not what we're talking about here. This is about Sherilyn Guerrero. Now, I did not see the video that Just Alex was talking about from Instagram and his take on it. I did see his take on it. I have seen that. But the video that he had did a video on because of Sherilyn, he left it. He spoke about it. He left it. Tried to be neutral. Then Vickie came out. If you haven't checked, she did an Instagram. Basically, how can I say this? Essentially speaking, she didn't denounce the sexual assault. She didn't say she's lying or that she's telling the truth. She disowned her. Basically talked a lot of stuff about her, about any escapades or anything that her husband has given her. So that is what the gist of Just Alex's second video that he did, where he basically chewed out Vickie Guerrero because she spoke the way she did. Now, this is my take on it. Do I believe she's telling the truth? I don't know. Do I believe Vickie's telling the truth? I don't know. I don't know who's telling the truth here. That's not the problem here. We don't know if the allegations from Sherilyn is true or not. The only way to find out is to go to court. This is what people are not going to understand. I think I'm not going to be liked for what I'm about to say because of my take on this, because of where I live in New York. Because the way Just Alex is, I can understand his point of view because he's trying to stay neutral because he's gone through allegations himself that has never been proven to go to court. People chomp down on his throat because of the life that he's had, where it was outside of YouTube. He explained some of it. So I can understand his point of view, not wanting to take neither side and not wanting to chew out Vickie, but Sherilyn, it's kind of hard not to say maybe she's telling the truth. This is my take. I've grown up in New York. And as someone who's grown up in one of the main cities in this country, where it is literally, you could have like 10 or 20 countries in this city, in the 5 boroughs of New York. You can have people from France, Germany, Poland, Bulgaria, Soviet Union, Russia. You can have people from the UK. You can have people from Korea, China, counting on which place in China, Hong Kong, Singapore. We could have over 20 or 30 different people. India, Africa, San Juan, Mexico. Well, not San Juan, but basically Mexico, Canada. We have so many different cultures that come to this country. And particularly to this city. It's ridiculous. And as someone who's grown up in New York, what Vickie did is not something that's uncommon. I've seen and heard, understand, during the years that I had started this channel, because I had gotten disabled, I was not legally considered disabled. I was on workman's compensation. And at one point, not now, but at one point, I was near the point of eviction. I didn't say it in my videos because that's not something I wanted to talk about, because I was literally at the point twice of about to be evicted from the apartment I'm living in right now. It's not a great apartment, but at least I still have it. But for someone who's getting very little from workman's compensation, I had to go to welfare multiple times to try and keep myself from being evicted. Didn't work very well. But while in welfare in Brooklyn and in the Bronx and in Manhattan, because they changed their offices a few times, where you can go if you're a single person and you don't have a family. I listened to everyone that was there. That's what you do after 10 hours, literally, or 15 hours. You can be there early in the morning at 9 or 8 or 6 in the morning to get online. Some people were in line at 7 in the morning or 6 in the morning before the door even opened to get into the welfare office to talk to an agent. But I was there and I heard people talking, a lot of black people, white people, Spanish people when they did speak English, people from different countries that spoke with an accent. I saw someone from Australia. I saw someone that was from New Zealand. There was someone from France. I didn't meet anybody from Germany there, but I did hear the accent of someone from the UK there as well. Anybody that was trying to get help during the time like I was back from 2010 to 2013, on and off, I had to go to welfare. And stuff came up next to some people saying, I got 10 kids, my husband's still living with me, but we're making sure that no one knows he's there, and I'm making sure I'm getting my SNAP money. I'm getting for my food for my kids and myself, getting money for myself so I can go and have some fun, and making sure my man gets some on the side even though he is working. That happened. That's illegal. That's breaking the law. And there was more than a few people and more than a few women that were doing that. I'm not chewing out women. I'm just saying what happened there. And more than a few times I've heard people talk about disowning their family and talking shit about their family and actually their friends being there hanging out with them, asking them, don't you wonder if they're telling the truth? This is what is common to me. I'm not saying it's great. For just Alex, he's never experienced something like that where someone openly says, I'm disowning this person. The only difference between me and what has happened with just Alex and Vickie and Sherilyn is that this is very public and Vickie is a very well-known personality from wrestling. She is extremely well-known from the mid-2000s all the way into the late 2000s and 2010 to the 20, where everyone loved Excuse Me, where she now is working AEW. I believe she's still there. And essentially, it's because it's so public. I've literally seen people in the street when I used to work at 3 in the damn morning, basically telling one another, if you try to go off with some other woman, I'll cut your dick off. And that's a black woman to a black man. Sorry, allergies. A black woman to a black man, making it very clear that your dick is mine. If you let any woman touch it, I'm going to go in your home and cut your dick off when you sleep. A Lorena Bobbitt. And she meant it. I've seen other women or men say that this is my piece of ass. You are not being with any man. I will beat you until you're dead. In the middle of the street, in some cases, openly in front of people. This isn't something that's shocking. Here in New York, things like that happen in the black community. And in some other communities like the Arabic community, there was a person here that beat the living hell out of their child, which is illegal in America, but it's something that's done by their culture, and it was still here. I'm not saying it's condoned, but this is the way it is, especially here in this city. So this is what I understand. When it came to Sherilyn, she said she was assaulted by the current husband of Vickie. Vickie basically said in her Instagram, and the text she wrote was that you have drove us insane in our family. Many relatives are broken away from you. I am finally done with you. I'm tired of your manipulation. I'm tired of you screwing me over. My husband has been so generous to you. He gave you 2 cars. He let you, 3 cars, and did 2 surgeries for you. And pretty much belittled her, said she was a slut to a general scent, said she wants to sue her, and for the fans, fuck you, don't say anything. I don't want to hear it. Just Alex believes that, to a certain extent, he's still trying to stay center. But he made it very clear, this looks bad on Vickie for what she did. And when it comes to Sherilyn, if it's found out that Vickie is right, Vickie still looks bad, and Sherilyn got exactly what she wanted. She wanted to destroy the relationship. This is what I believe. No matter if both sides are lying, because maybe both of them are lying, because Vickie could be talking shit because she didn't like what was said about her husband, whether there is some type of mental problem or not between or abuse or whatever. If there is or isn't, if she's talking shit and Sherilyn is talking shit, they both wrong. Because that's one thing that Just Alex is not saying. That both their asses could be talking shit. Because Sherilyn could be lying and Vickie could be lying. Flat out. Both of them could be lying at the same time. Counts on how much of the severity of both. I am not taking neither one of them and saying either one of them are innocent. No. I am not being Just Alex, where he's making it very clear. I've seen where both parties lied through their damn faces to a certain extent. Where one was somewhat lying and the other one is somewhat lying. You can't say that either one isn't lying to a certain extent. Someone is not telling the whole story. Neither side is 100% innocent or 100% not lying. There's a good chance that even if Sherilyn is lying 100%, there's a good chance Vickie's not exactly being truthful either. There's something going on. But this is what I think would happen with Vickie. Vickie allowed, like a lot of people in New York, when they get pissed off, they explode and badmouth whoever's in front of them. And the major issue, compared to someone in New York, like I said, that was in welfare talking their shit openly, where they could have been busted and arrested for stealing from the federal and state government, she is a well-known, well-loved, and has money personality. Television and movie, television personality. The only thing she need to do is one thing. And it doesn't matter about like Just Alex saying that as he said it, what Vickie should have said was, we're working on our problem. That wouldn't have worked. I'm telling you right now. He thinks that if she had said that only thing you had to say was, look, we understand this just needs to be private. Please give us our space. That wouldn't have worked. It would have been no different if she said exactly what she said right now. There's always going to be people on both sides that's going to agree like him that at least she said it. And others are going to say this is bullshit. There's something going on. And it would be the same thing. No matter what Vickie would have said, generally speaking, if she tried to make it personal, saying, look, this is my daughter. I love her. We have major issues. Let us work it out. It wouldn't have fixed the problem either. There would have been still more than a few people that would have still chewed her ass out by not explaining it because of the current way that Twitter, Instagram, and how people in social media act. They would have said that she's trying to be some little bitch that literally will not try to do the right thing on social media. They would have chewed her ass out no matter what. Either way, what she should have did was lawyer up and do a proper statement. And it wouldn't matter if either side had that. At least if she really does want to sue her daughter, let's say this is all true and she's this basically detrimental, I can't pronounce it. What is it? Pretty much the character of her husband is unquestioned. But if she really believes that this is important, and even if she isn't going to sue, it would have been better to get a lawyer to write something that will be as neutral as possible, that no matter what happens, no one can sue her, or no one at all could do this, because this is not about whether people like her or not, or believe her or not, because Just Alex already said it himself. If she just came out and said that, in his eyes, saying, I love my daughter, we have issues, we're working on it, please leave us alone, that wouldn't have worked. He doesn't want to see it that way. Not taking anything from it. If he looks at this video, which I know he won't, but if he looks at this video, and here's my words, I'm saying it, dude, I understand your point of view. For you, that would have been the best way. But let's be honest, you know how social media is more than anybody else. There's no way they wouldn't have just chewed her ass out for just saying exactly what you said. This is about if there's anything down the line, because if her daughter is lying, she may try to sue her for money, no matter what. This is about covering her ass sooner or later. I'm not saying that's the right way to go, but as a television personality, because she's been on TV for years and still working with AEW, you got to cover your ass. As a regular person, like I said, that went to welfare is going to talk like that if they're stupid enough to be overheard by an agent. In many cases, agents know that they're screwing around. Most, not all. When it comes to welfare, which I had to be forced to do myself because I was injured on workman's comp. If I wanted to keep this place I'm living in right now with only getting $200 a month from workman's comp because they cut me off because they just wanted me to get off the system, I had no choice but be there and hear it. And this is regular citizens. We are talking about a personality who is well known, who has millions of dollars. Yeah, she's got money. There's no way she isn't getting at least a couple of mil for her service, or near a mil. Because of whatever contract let's say she got a contract of $500,000. Over a couple of years, that will build up, counting how she spends it. This is about a well-known personality covering her ass and making as neutral as a statement as possible for any type of court problems. Because no matter what she said, she was going to be fucked. And Just Alex is right, though. Because of the statement she did, because she allowed, let's say, real emotion, because her daughter is manipulative. Her daughter is screwing over the family and her. And even though Chavo Guerrero had done as much as he could, which he sided with his cousin. He didn't side with Vickie. I heard what Just Alex said. That wasn't siding, wasn't being neutral. What he should have said was that I love Vickie and I love my cousin. I cannot choose sides, but I want them both to be all right. That's what Chavo could have said. But he sided with his cousin. He sided with Eddie's daughter, his cousin. That's the truth. He sided with Eddie. He sided with his uncle's daughter. He did. And that was not a neutral statement that Just Alex said that it's kind. It was for his cousin, his uncle's daughter. He chose to side with one side. That is what Chavo did. He didn't say, I love Vickie. I love Sherilyn. I love them both. This is a hard situation. Please be understanding to them both. He could have done that and was truly neutral, but he sided with his cousin. That's the truth. Go check Just Alex's video. He says it himself. He even shows the posts of Chavo on Twitter. So, as it stands, no one is being totally neutral here. Chavo's not being neutral. He's siding with his cousin. Just Alex now was trying to be neutral, but after what Vickie said, he's more somewhat leaning towards Sherilyn, even though he still wants things to be found out the truth. But after what Vickie did, which should have been a neutral statement from a lawyer instead of an emotional statement, either because she knows she's right and she's lying and trying to make a man look good, because she don't want no one to make a man look bad, I mean. And let's say that she is telling the truth about how manipulative her daughter has become as she's grown into an adult. She's allowed her damn emotions to get to the point where she exploded like that. And literally, that could actually be what's going on. Could be. I'm saying again, could be going on. Because Sherilyn could still be telling the truth about Vickie's husband sexually assaulting her and screwing her ass, raping her. I'm not telling you that either side is correct. I'm just telling you, for a personality, a publicly known television personality, she should have went to a lawyer and got a proper statement done. Not either one that's going to try and cover her husband's ass for the sexual assault that she didn't want to admit to. Or if it's really true that her daughter is so damn manipulative that even her cousin Chavo, who is a television personality himself, he was not neutral, saying that I love Vickie, I love Sherilyn, this is a hard situation, please be understanding for both of them. He didn't do that. He supports his cousin, not both of them. He went down there if she's already manipulated him. So in this situation, I can't tell you who's telling the truth. They could both be lying through their fucking teeth. Both Vickie and her daughter, Sherilyn. I keep forgetting her name. They both could be lying through their teeth. There could be a little bit of truth from both, and a fucking lie from both of them. There could be more lie then there is truth from both parties. We do not know. And I'm not telling you that there could be a chance that Sherilyn's telling the truth. And I can't tell you that Vickie's not telling the truth. But I'm going by a standpoint of what a television personality should have done. Vickie should have gone to a lawyer and had a proper statement done on Instagram or Twitter, no matter what one you watched. But that's just me, and I hope you enjoyed this Gump report. I'm actually going to film the Bailey and Oscar. I did see the tweets. I probably won't state what the tweets say. I may actually connect them if they're still up. I may connect them to the Gump report that I'm going to make about this. Peace.